What is going on, guys? And everyone's been wondering, where has my Joba Chamberlain video been? And I gotta say, guys, I am so excited. We signed Joba Chamberlain. We're talking about a guy that is an outstanding reliever. He has great stuff. He's been a fixture in the Yankees bullpen for the last few years, even though he was a starter for a while. I absolutely love. Who's calling me? Sorry, this is rude, guys. Year 2013. Let's see what this... What? Hello? Yeah? Joba Chamberlain sucks now? It's not 2007 anymore? What? Wait, what? His fastball sucks? His slider's no good? What are you talking? What? He hung up. So apparently Joba Chamberlain's garbage. The year 2013 called and told me he wasn't 2007 anymore. What? I'm amazed by this. Wow. Anyways, all kidding aside, I don't get this move at all, signing Joba Chamberlain. Guys, Tigers have a revamped offense this year. It's a new kind of team, more focused on speed, more focused on defense, more focused on, you know, in my earlier video I talked about the Rajah Davis signing. The Tigers were in let's see how many games it is. 47 games this year where they were involved in a game where they were either beat by 5 runs or more or beat the teams by 5 runs or more. They were 33-15 in those games. The Tigers pummeled teams last year. They really covered up their crappy bullpen. And that's how they won so many games, because they absolutely pummeled teams. You're going with this new offensive philosophy that you're going to try to win more 3-1 ball games, 4-2 ball games, fine, because you know you're not going to score as many runs, even though I think you're going to create a lot of runs with the speed, and you're going to save a lot of runs with the defense. Still, if you're going to try to aim for more lower scoring games and pitch off the base of or use the strengths of your team, which is starting pitching, you got to have a way to bridge the gap when your starters are done and give the ball to Joe Nathan in the ninth. And with this current sets of relievers that Dave Dombrowski has put out there, which is going to be Kroll to replace Smiley, which I don't think is a good trade-off, because Smiley could get out both left-handers and right-handers, and Kroll is just a lefty specialist guy. You re-signed Phil Koch, which I have no idea why he is not good. He can't even get out lefties anymore. You know, I love Bruce Rendon. I've been one of his biggest advocates for, you know, keep him. You know, I was one of the few people that said he should start. But this kid doesn't have 60 MLB innings on his elbow yet, and he already missed over a month last year due to arm problems. This is not the kid. I love his stuff. I think his development of his secondary pitches and the way he's thrown his slider and changeups mixed in has keep guys getting out while sitting on his fastball. But you're going to say, kid, this is your spot, and you're going to rely on a kid that's already had elbow problems, arm problems, when he's not even 60 innings into his big league career, and you're going to rely on him to make 40 appearances this year, 45 appearances, and pitch 65, 70 innings, you know, when you don't know if he could pitch a whole season healthy yet, because he goes down, then we're right back to square one. And then, like I said, Albuquerque, you don't know what you're going to get on a night-to-night basis. One night he's striking out the side. You know, I saw him come out, strike out 3 batters in a row, and then come out for a second inning, and then boom, he's done. He can't find the strike zone. You know, Benoit's probably not coming back. And then you go out and sign Joba Chamberlain, who has not been good since 2007, 2008. You know, look at Joba Chamberlain's current trend. For the first 2 years, he was outstanding, one of the best relievers in baseball. He comes back, they make him a starter in 2009, and there is what ruined his career, right there. His average fastball velocity was nearly 97 miles an hour going into the 2009 season. Since then, it dipped down to 92, and then came back up to 94, where it's currently been sitting, but the slider isn't the same as it once was. His swing and miss percentage has done nothing but go down every single year. There's a stat called O contact, and that is strikes, the percentage of time that a ball is hits outside of the zone that you have thrown. So, like, if a guy gets a hit, your O contact goes up because you gave up the hit, so the contact rate goes up. His contact rate outside of the zone, where guys should be swinging and missing more, especially when he had a good slider, has gone up 13 percentage points. Over half the time, guys are hitting what he throws even outside of the zone. It's almost up to 60. And then inside the strike zone, it's going to be way over half because obviously you're throwing inside the strike zone. But it's up to nearly 90% of the time this guy throws it anywhere in the dish, it's getting hit. His slider swing and miss percentage rate has gone down, or gone up a lot because it's not as good. His average fastball velocity is not as good. He was coming off one of his worst years ever as a pro. He appeared in 45 games, and his whip was nearly 1.8. It was 1.38. He had the second lowest strikeout per nine, or the third lowest strikeouts per nine in his career. He was only a 1.46 strikeout to walk ratio. So he was only averaging a batter, one strikeout to every walk he was given up. That is horrendous. Almost 10.1 hits per nine, which is awful. There's always guys on base. He's walking nearly almost 6 batters per nine. You are going to hope this guy's going to come out and be a dude that you can hand the ball to when he can't keep base runners off. He walks people. He gives up a boatload of hits. Now, I understand his numbers are better away from Yankee Stadium. You know, that has been a thing. Yankee Stadium's kind of hurt him a bit. But I just don't feel comfortable even giving this guy $2.5 million, a guy that you're going to go, all right, because Dave Dombrowski said he was only looking to add one more reliever. This is going to be the guy. You're adding so much uncertainty with this sign. No, I thought he was going to go. When he signed Joe Nathan, I'm like, yes, finally. Dombrowski is going to go out and get some relievers, and he's going to fix this situation. He adds Nathan. Good. But then he adds Chamberlain, and that's it, and declines Veras, and then puts Smiley in rotation. So you just shorted your bullpen even more by putting Smiley in the rotation, taking out a valuable arm, not bringing back Veras, hoping Rondon can go a whole season as your setup man, and his arm stays healthy, and then hoping a guy who had almost a 5 ERA and a whip of 1.8 is going to be a guy that can eat up some innings towards the end of the ball game, or be a guy that you can hope hold leads. This is your answer? This is your Band-Aid to fix the bullpen? You did nothing but add more question marks to the end of the ball game, and the Joe Nathan signing is going to be irrelevant. If you want to go with this new look offense with the defense and manufacturing on runs, fine, good, great. But if you expect to win more 3-1 ball games, you got to have guys that are going to be able to give Nathan the ball with the lead. And with all this uncertainty and all these questions, you're not looking like you're in good shape. Now, I do think Joba Chamberlain, I've been really pooping on this signing, really, really hard. But I do think Joba Chamberlain, if he can come in Comerica Park and have a good year, fine. It's a low-risk move because if he sucks, you can cut him. He's only making $2.5 million. But to rely on an arm like this, to hope he's going to bounce back and be a freaking shade, an ounce of what he was, to hopefully, you know, be a guy you could give the ball to in the 8th inning or in the 7th inning with a lead. That's just a lot of damn question for a guy who walks almost 6 batters per 9 last year, gave up 10 hits per 9 last year. That is just so much question, and he did nothing, in my opinion, but add more uncertainties. I thought when he signed Nathan he was going to fix it, but no, he's putting Band-Aids and relying on other people to hope he could get the job done by not signing other guys. It blows my mind. I thought he was going to fix this pen. And there's so much uncertainty, and in my opinion, the Joe Nathan signing does nothing. Because you don't have any arms that you look at right now that can give him the ball with the lead when your starters come out. I mean, you got 2 lefty specialists. That's all they can do is get out lefties and Coke and Kroll. You got Albuquerque, who's inconsistent. I think Bruce Rendon's going to be amazing. I think he could be a hell of a setup guy. But you got so much injury prone right there. You don't know how his arm's going to go over the course of a season. You weakened it by taking Smiley out and put him in the rotation. So you're losing an arm that can get out both lefties and righties. And then you had Chamberlain, a guy, like I said, his numbers have been just doing nothing but increasing. Whip, K per 9, or his K per 9's falling. His walks per 9 is falling. His strikeout to walk ratio is terrible. I mean, his ERA is just absolutely skyrocketed. And this is your idea? This is what you're going to go on the pen with? You did nothing. You didn't even put a Band-Aid on it. You signed a closer, but still don't know who you're going to give the ball to give the ball to Nathan. I just don't get this bullpen situation. Now, if Chamberlain works out, fine, I'll come on here and eat crow all day. I will. But looking at his numbers, looking at his current trends, I don't get this signing. I thought for sure he would go out and sign established arms. For a team that needs to compete now and in the most glaring hole of bullpen, you figured he'd assign some established arms that you know you're going to give the ball to that can give the ball to Nathan. But he doesn't. It's nothing but uncertainties and ifs and hopes. That's all it is. And I'm perplexed by it. So I think you know my feelings on the signing. It's a low risk, high reward signing, I guess, but I'm not hoping for much. And I think if this is how he's going to go in the season with the Pen, we're in for some trouble this year because I don't think the Pen's going to be that good. So that's all I got for you guys today. Go Tigers. Check out the MLB Talk 101. As always, follow me on Twitter. Thanks to all these new Twitter followers I got. And thanks to all these new subscribers I got, too. I'm almost up to 400 now. And I appreciate everyone that's subbed to the channel. And I hope you're enjoying the videos. And go Tigers. Thanks for watching, guys.